G'day guys, Dave Lee coming at you once again from Down Under with another movie review. Today we're taking a look at the latest effort from Disney and Pixar Animation. A beautiful celebration of Mexican culture and music. It is, of course, Coco. Now, Coco tells the story of Miguel, a young boy who wants nothing more in life than to be a musician. Just like his idol, the late Ernesto de la Cruz, the most famous musician Mexico has ever seen. The only problem is Miguel's family has had a generations-long ban on music. There was something that happened in the family's past that had something to do with music and they just completely banned it, completely outlawed it. Music is not allowed. This is something that Miguel just simply doesn't understand, and he wants to rebel against his family because he doesn't want to get stuck making shoes for the rest of his life. So on the night of Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, the day in which Mexican culture celebrates the deceased, Miguel sneaks into Ernesto de la Cruz's crypt and steals his guitar. When he picks up the guitar and goes to play, he's instantly transported to the land of the dead. It is here where Miguel meets a plethora of his deceased ancestors, along with trickster Hector. And along with all of their help, Miguel is sent on a journey to find Ernesto de la Cruz and discover the hidden secrets of his family's past, as well as find his own place in the land of the living and win over his family's respect in becoming the musician that he believes he deserves to be. This is one charming and beautiful story. And I wasn't really too sure what to expect going into this movie other than having seen one of the early trailers and reading a couple of critics' reviews. But this movie really completely took me by storm. This is such a beautiful celebration of Mexican culture. I feel like going into this, I didn't know a great deal about Mexican culture. I mean, I knew very small little bits and pieces. I knew of Dia de los Muertos, but this movie sort of opened my eyes to this wonderful, gorgeous, vibrant culture. This movie is just such a gorgeous, gorgeous celebration. I feel like I've learned so much about Mexican culture that this movie is not just a fun experience, but it's also a learning curve too. It's educational. I feel like I've learned something. Well, it really does make me want to get online and instantly book a trip to Mexico for the next Dia de los Muertos, just from this little animated movie. Miguel's journey really is your stereotypical hero's journey, and the movie is fairly predictable for the most part. I mean, for the most part of the movie, I knew it was going to happen a couple of steps ahead of the way, and at the halfway point of the movie, I sort of knew, yeah, this is where we're going. This is how the movie's going to end up. But despite that, I completely enjoyed this movie. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And sometimes a movie isn't just about finding out what's gonna happen next. It's about knowing what's gonna happen next, but finding out how you get there and just enjoying that journey. And I don't want to say too much about it because there's so many little twists and turns and little just these amazing little things in this that make the journey all the more exciting and incredible, really. The animation in this movie is, I can't think of any other word but spectacular. And I feel like I say this every time I do a review for a new animated movie, but I've never seen animation this good. I mean, ever. This is the best animation I have ever seen in a movie, ever. I don't understand how this happens, but the animation just keeps getting better and better and better in these movies. I mean, I feel incredibly privileged having been able to watch the development and progress of computer animation over the last 20 plus years. As a young kid, I watched Toy Story in the cinemas. It was like one of the first movies I ever saw in the cinemas. And I feel like Coco is just another step on this rung of progress in animation. Like, I feel like watching this, the background plates I could have sworn were filmed at some places. The scenes set on Earth, in Mexico, it feels like you've got animated characters dropped into real filmed plates. And when we get to the land of the dead, oh my lord. Colors, vibrancy, it's stunning. It just pops out of the screen and it's like nothing you've ever seen before in an animation. I know it sounds a stereotypical thing to say, but it really is. I've never seen anything like this in animation before. The Land of the Dead is so beautifully designed, it almost feels like if Disneyland were to make like a Mexican-themed land on steroids, this would be it. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of years down the line, we see a Land of the Dead pop up in a Disney park somewhere around the world. The soundtrack in this movie is stunning. It's a real treat to the ears. Mexican music is just, oh, it's so beautiful. And Michael Giacchino, who is my favorite composer right now, has done an incredibly beautiful job of creating this incredible Mexican sound-infused soundscape. and something that you should just sink into, and you just engulf your sound in this beautiful soundscape of this movie. And of course, the movie features songs by Robert and Kristen Anderson Lopez, who wrote the songs for Frozen. They've written some really beautiful songs in here, some really sort of heartwarming, touching, gorgeous songs. I don't feel like these are songs that are gonna go on as classics or really even memorable Disney or Pixar songs. I don't feel like that they have reached the heights of, say, Let It Go from Frozen or Do You Want to Build a Snowman. Then they're not so big, bombastic, they're just really small, down-to-earth, beautiful songs. But I feel like that's sort of what this movie needed. It's a movie that's about music, it's not a musical. It didn't need big bombastic songs, it didn't need huge, elaborate musical sequences. This movie really has none of that. It's really sort of stripped back, really beautiful, intimate music. And I think that, to me, is something that's more important than having another Let It Go. So, overall, what did I think about Coco? Is this a return to form for Pixar? Absolutely. This is the best movie I've seen from Pixar for a very, 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 very long time. I mean, a lot of people loved Inside Out. I didn't feel for it. This movie just trumps everything. This is one of the greatest, not only one of the greatest Pixar movies of the last decade, but one of the greatest Pixar movies ever. This is going to go on to become one of my favorite Pixar movies of all time. I feel like this is just such a small, intimate movie that's sort of gone beyond the reach to achieve something that is really quite spectacular. I mean, this movie has already gone on to become the highest grossing movie in Mexico of all time. And that has to say something for this movie. This movie is going to open up to insane box office all around the world when it finally opens up internationally. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous movie with beautiful imagery, an incredible soundtrack, some really, really fun, vibrant, exciting, eccentric characters, and it has heart and it has soul, and I would be lying if I said I didn't have one or two or maybe three little tears forming in my eyes by the end of this movie. In fact, I don't feel like I've choked up in any Pixar or really any animated movie as much as I did in Coco since Toy Story 3. So what score would I give Coco? I would give Coco a stunning 4.5 magical guitars out of 5. The movie has already opened up in America and is slowly opening up around the world. It's in cinemas in Australia on the 26th of December, that's Boxing Day, and it's not open in the UK until I think like the 19th of January. So you guys out there, you have to wait like ages to see this movie, as per usual, I suppose. Hey, if you're a first-time viewer of my channel and you like what you're seeing, you'd like to see some more, movie reviews, I'm doing them very, very regularly these days, then please give me some support, and after the jump, hit subscribe. To all my regular viewers out there, thank you once again for joining me. To absolutely everybody out there, make sure to hit the like button, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Until next time though, guys, take care, and I hope you have a magical day.